Hey guys, and welcome back to the TV Recap Show. In this video, we see Henry Cavill back for another season in The Witcher. If you enjoy the content and find it interesting, be sure to like and subscribe, but let's get right into the full recap for the season 2 of The Witcher so you're well prepared for the release of season 3. We saw season 1 ending with the Battle of Sodden Hill. Yennefer fights against Nilfgaard, but during the fight, she releases a great amount of powerful magic and disappears. Ciri, Geralt's lure of surprise, eventually unite, but Yennefer is still nowhere to be seen. We could presume she is dead. Season 2 kicked off with an introduction to some travellers seeking shelter for the night in a village. However, we don't see an invisible monster kill them. What could it be? Geralt and Ciri are now together. Geralt is looking for Yennefer, but cannot find her anywhere, with the hope of finding Yennefer alive slowly fading away. Surprise surprise, we see Yennefer alive and having been captured by a Nilfgaardian, Fringilla. However, they both get captured by elves. They're in trouble. Meanwhile, Geralt takes Ciri to an old friend's house who he has not seen in years, Nivellen, but he has been cursed and now looks like Pumbaa from The Lion King. Abraxa is a monster that was found with Nivellen, but he tried to hide her from Geralt because she loved Nivellen despite his looks, but Geralt does what Geralt does, and killed it. Geralt spares Nivellen's life after he spilt the disgusting truth about how he was cursed. Yennefer and Fringilla were taken to a fortress that resembled Aretuza. They were taken to the leaders of the elves, Francesca, and she spoke in Elven to her number one, Filavandrel. Yennefer understood their language and told them that she was also an elf, but the leader didn't believe her.
You are no elf.
Although the leader wanted Yennefer and Fringilla dead, Filavandrel argued that they could be useful in locating things in the forest. Meanwhile, Geralt and Ciri make their way to Kaer Morhen, a place where witches rest and replenish themselves during the winter. Now, I don't know about you, but this place is definitely giving off Game of Thrones vibes. A man named Eskel arrived boasting about how he defeated a monster in the woods called Aleshi, a monster that disguises itself as trees in the woods. He brought back its arm. Vesemir, the Witcher that trained Geralt, had warned Geralt about taking up the Lure of Surprise. However, Geralt felt like he had to save Ciri. Vesemir didn't believe that Ciri somehow escaped Sintra. Geralt had asked her, but she lied about the escape. Yennefer, Fringilla and Francesca have all been having the same dream about a mysterious robed figure that were guiding them. However, it turned out that the robed figure was not someone that could guide them, but destroy them. Yennefer's robed figure was a witch that told her that she would beg to end her life, but eventually let her go. The witch in Francesca's dream had told her to seek an alliance with Nilfgaard. Fringilla agreed with this on behalf of Nilfgaard. Fringilla left with the elves, and Yennefer was set free and alone. Unfortunately for Yennefer, she had realised that she had lost her chaos magic after she used fire magic back in season 1, but she struggled to accept this. During a party at Kaer Morhen, Vesemir talked about the history of the witches to Ciri. Unfortunately for Eskel, the Leshy that he thought he had killed had infected him and he was starting to turn into one himself. The other witches had realised what had happened and they started searching for Eskel. Geralt had to make the difficult decision to kill the infected Eskel to save Vesemir. Geralt also realises that he won't always be there to look after Ciri, so he begins training Ciri to become a fighter, and possibly a witcher. A few of the other witches gave Geralt a hard time for killing Eskel. One of them, Lambert, looks a lot like Tormund from Game of Thrones. Elsewhere, Yennefer appears in Aretuza just as Tissaia declared her lost. Tissaia has Cahir as prisoner, trying to find out what he knows about the Nilfgaardians. Stregobor thinks that Yennefer is a traitor and demands that she kills Cahir to prove her allegiance to the Brotherhood. Istrid defends Yennefer to Stregobor, but Stregobor won't change his mind. Triss has a new look and seems a lot less confident than in season 1, and after talking with Yennefer, she is sent away from Aretuza on a special mission. Lambert tries to embarrass Ciri by letting her attempt a Witcher training course, but she is resilient and keeps going until she could reach the end. Geralt realises he needs to push Ciri more, but Ciri doesn't like the idea of other people guiding her. Very father-daughter-like. Ciri's power is slowly becoming more understood by Geralt as she leads him to the Leshy that Eskel thought he had killed. The Leshy was killed by another larger monster. It was after Ciri, but Geralt manages to kill it. Elsewhere, something to note is that Istredd has somewhat changed his allegiance toward helping the elves and to Nilfgaard, even though both are enemies to the Brotherhood. At the ceremony where Yennefer is to kill Cahir, she decides to free him instead, and they're both escaping from Aretuza. Even without access to her magic, Yennefer still is a badass, as she sets the place on fire as she escapes. It's no wonder why Geralt likes her. We are now midway through the season, and we find out that Triss's special mission was to go to Kaer Morhen, where Ciri finally meets her. Vesemir invited Triss as he believed that she could help Ciri understand and control her power, and also because there is no other female present, so it would be nice for Ciri. Triss wanted to rekindle a romance she once had with Geralt, and although Geralt refused, he still cares for Triss. Team Yen for the win. We meet Sigmund Dijkstra, a spy master that met with King Vesemir in Redania, as they scheme to take over Sintra. They talk to an owl who is key. More on who that owl is later. Despite the elves finding refuge under Fringilla and Francesca, the violence against them is escalating, which Yennefer witnesses along with Cahir as they are going by in the shadows. Whilst on the run, they hear of a mysterious sandpiper who helps smuggles elves from Oxenfurt to Sintra, which is where they want to go. It turns out that the sandpiper is none other than Jaskier, the bard from season 1. He is reintroduced by singing a song about Geralt, who he is still angry at for leaving him, but I must admit, his songs are quite catchy. Jaskier agrees to help Yennefer and Cahir escape from Oxenfurt, but as they are boarding the boat to leave, Jaskier, being who he is, retaliates against some negative comments about his songs and eventually gets himself captured. Geralt connects the dots between the Leshy and Eskel as he finds a stellacite in them, which is usually found in an ancient monolith. He visits Istredd in Nilfgaard, and they set off on a journey to where Ciri toppled the monolith in season 1. Vesemir finds a rare breed of flower that only grows where elder blood has been spilt, or should I say, anywhere Ciri has bled during her training. He realises that Ciri's blood could create more witches. We finally hear Ithilne's prophecy, where an offspring born of elder blood will save the elves from destruction. Elsewhere, a mysterious fire mage is tasked to track down Geralt and Ciri, but under whose orders, we don't know yet. He kidnaps Jaskier in an attempt to find out more information about Geralt, but Yennefer comes to his rescue pretending to be his drunk wife and blows fire into the fire mage's face. Yennefer is then captured, but she disappears after summoning the witch from her dreams. To get her powers back, the witch tells Yennefer to bring Ciri to her. Triss and Vesemir convince Ciri to get her blood tested for elder blood, and Triss suggests guided meditation to Ciri as she's feeling lost about where she came from. Within the meditation, Triss realises that Ciri is the daughter of Chaos, and Queen Calanthe was an elven descendant. Triss was terrified and stopped helping Ciri, claiming that Ciri would destroy them all. Ciri screams for Geralt, and the scream is heard by him. He's with Istredd searching for answers about the monolith. They find out that the monolith that Ciri destroyed in season 1 is acting as a conduit for the new monsters emerging.
You know Yenna?
Yen.
Geralt also finds out that Yennefer is alive. Let's go Team Yen. He returns to the Witch's Den just as Ciri is about to undergo the Trial of Grasses so she can become a Witcher. Geralt stops her and reminds her that she's amazing as she is, and not the destroyer of the world. A new monster attacks Geralt and Ciri. As usual, Geralt kills the monster, but Ciri felt a pull toward it and felt like the monster didn't want to attack her. Unfortunately, we see Geralt's most trusted confidant die, his horse Roach. A sad moment for us Witcher fans. The Fire Mage goes to Kaer Morhen and steals a vial of Ciri's blood. Triss leaves Kaer Morhen and portals to inform Tissaia about Ciri and her powers. Geralt takes Ciri to the Temple of Melitele, where witches learn to use signs. Yennefer is also at the temple and is keeping eyes on Ciri. She's ready to get her. But wait, Yennefer runs into Geralt. It's about time that they reunited, and oh no, Yennefer finds out that the key to getting her magic back is Geralt's destiny child. The three have a few laughs together before the Fire Mage appears once again and attacks.
What do we do? I don't know. Most powerful mage Geralt's ever known. Right. It's complicated.
This fight scene is amazing as we get to see Geralt in his zone doing what he does best. He makes it seem so easy. As Geralt is fighting, Yennefer teaches Ciri her first spell to open a portal. Just as Geralt finishes fighting, Yennefer and Ciri hop into the portal and disappear. In Cintra, Cahir is with Fringilla and the elf Francesca has a baby. Cahir is trying to convince Fringilla to end her alliance with the elves as the White Flame is on his way. We haven't seen his face yet. Fringilla realizes that Cahir is no longer her superior and, being a mage, she uses her magic to paralyze him and his soldiers. She kills them all and leaves Cahir alive to use him. The witch in Francesca's dream promised that she will have a baby if she is in alliance with Nilfgaard, but when Francesca had a change of heart, her baby mysteriously died. Francesca hates humans again and wanted revenge, and killed all the Nilfgaardian babies as she assumed it was a Nilfgaardian who killed her baby.
In here. Gentlemen, I am so sorry. Give me a moment. I need to deal with this girl's complete lack of decorum. Good sir, you would not know talent if I shoved it up your Geralt.
Meanwhile, Geralt leaves the temple and seeks out Jaskier. They share a special moment where Geralt apologizes for leaving him alone in Season 1. When Jaskier tells Geralt what Yennefer said before she disappeared to summon the witch, Geralt realized that the monster that he had been dealing with was the Deathless Mother, Voleth Mir, an ancient monster that had once been captured by witches in the past. This monster feeds off the misery of others. Ciri finds out what Yennefer's ulterior motive was and tries to run away before being attacked by Nilfgaardians. Geralt comes to the rescue with a team, and oh no, his emotions are all over the place as he puts a blade to Yennefer's neck because he put 2 and 2 together and knows what Yennefer is up to. Upon summoning Voleth Mir, Yennefer and Geralt are taken to the hut where she was imprisoned, but she escaped and is on the hunt to find Ciri. Ciri gets possessed at Kaer Morhen. In the north, the Brotherhood joins forces with other leaders to decide whether to kill Ciri or use her. In Redania, King Vizimir wants to unite Cintra and Redania through marriage, somehow. The owl from earlier turned out to be Philippa Ilhart, Vizimir's court mage. She is an extremely old and powerful mage who I'm sure will have a key part in Season 3. As the list of people interested in finding Ciri increases, over in Kaer Morhen, the possessed Ciri is off on a witcher killing spree before being stopped by Geralt. The real Ciri is living inside a dream of the past where she is with her family and having a good time. Possessed Ciri reveals a monolith hidden in Kaer Morhen and opens a gateway to her world where unheard of monsters appear and an all-out war kicks off between the witches and the monsters in the Great Hall. Geralt shows emotion as he tries to get through to the real Ciri and persuades her to come back to him, a very touching moment. Yennefer regrets trying to use Ciri to get her magic back, so in an attempt to help, she transfers the Voleth Mir into her own body and frees Ciri. Ciri opens up a portal to Voleth Mir's world and her, Yennefer and Geralt are dragged into it. On what looks like Mars, they enter the world and just like that, Voleth Mir leaves Yennefer's body and joins a band of horsemen heading towards them. It's the Wild Hunt. Ciri portals them all back to Kaer Morhen before anything could happen. And Geralt agrees to let Yennefer train Ciri and they all stay together, one big happy family. Elsewhere, we are introduced to Emhyr, the White Flame. Cahir and Fringilla walk by him claiming that they are responsible for the death of Francesca's elven baby, but it was in fact Emhyr that ordered that hit. It is also revealed that Emhyr is in fact Ciri's father, Duny the Hedgehog man from Season 1. What are his intentions with this hunt to find Ciri and what will he do if he finds her? I guess we'll find out in Season 3. Thanks for watching, let me know your thoughts on what you think will happen to Ciri in Season 3.